Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Let's go. We got to talk a little bit about the fiasco that was the NBA All-Star game. In terms of the ratings, I don't think a lot of people realize quite how bad it was. And I want to tie it in just to give you an idea of how the WNBA All-Star game did this year and what it means going forward for both of these leagues. Look at this, folks. The five lowest rated NBA All-Star games since Bird and Magic have all happened in the past 5 years. That is right. It is wild. The NBA just had its second worst All-Star game ratings in history, and the worst. Oh, that was just last year. That was just last year. So yeah, things are not looking so great. Yet once upon a time, the NBA All-Star game, it was must watch. Must watch. Now, glorified layup line, three-point chucking game, millionaire athletes, multi-millionaire, 100 millionaires, some of them. Athletes jog around, chuck up their half-court shots. They don't even pretend to care about the game. But come on, we know this is bigger than just the All-Star game. The NBA itself is declining fast. And if the WNBA does not wake up and do things differently, given the opportunity they have right now, they're going to fall off the cliff with it. Man, let's get into this All-Star game thing. This year barely beat the lowest rated game ever, just 4.6 million viewers. Compare that to 17.45 million 20 years ago. And by the way, that 4.6 last year in the era of Caitlin Clark, we'll call that what is that AC after Clark, or I guess it's during Clark, drew 3.44 million. Yeah, I know. That's if you look at that percentage wise, I get it. 1.2 plus million. That's a big difference, right? It's like 33% more, roughly 33%. But still, when you consider how far apart the leagues have always been, and that was Caitlin Clark's first, and it probably only goes up from there if the WNBA handles it right. But also back in the day in the NBA, players tried. I'm not saying it was playoff atmosphere, although some at the end of the games got that way. But man, now they just look like they're working hard on looking as disinterested as they can possibly be, actually sort of rubbing the fans' noses in it about how much they don't care, yet they still get paid. Probably some of them get paid more for a couple of games than a lot of people make in their lifetimes. But they can't bother trying. I mean, seriously, they might as well rename it the Midseason Load Management Showcase. Speaking of, I love how LeBron knew he wasn't going to play, but he waited to make it official till the last minute so nobody could replace him. Because let's face it, fans are not just tuning out the All-Star game. They are tuning out the whole season because WNBA fans, new ones, Caitlin Clark fans, does this sound familiar? The product is bad. And then, of course, you also have stars that are barely playing because you got the load management and knee soreness and flu-like symptoms, whatever you want to call it. It is a league-wide epidemic. And why not? Why don't I mean, when you're guaranteed $40 million a year for your next 3 years, where's the incentive for anything? Imagine hard-working families paying $300 for tickets. Maybe it's the one time a year that they can actually get to the game, only to find out that the guy that they came to see, the guy that their kids came to see, is resting because he played a full game 3 days ago. And look, I just got to put this in there for those who don't know, add insult to injury and all this stuff. Michael Jordan, get this, really pay attention to this when you look at the players today. Michael Jordan didn't miss a single game during the second three-peat with the Chicago Bulls. Jordan played 310 out of 310 possible games, including playoffs from 95 to 98, while winning 3 championships in a row. MJ was competitive as can be, and he also cared about the fans who paid to watch him play live, never took a day off to rest. Apparently, it sounds like he didn't take a day off for injuries either. But the NBA, they don't want to do that, man. They want to turn away their own fans. I mean, let's face it, the NBA isn't just boring now. It's gotten unlikable. Unlikable these last 5 or so years. Players are a lot more focused on social media beef, on politics, on forcing trades because their feels get hurt than they are in actually playing basketball. And fans see it and they're walking away. And you combine that with the style of the game today where 75% of the game is three-point players standing around chucking up threes and bricking a lot of them. No one wants to watch that. No one wants to watch that. And yeah, I get it. It's a slow motion wreck, right? Because the NBA has so much money and they're so big. They're still cashing checks with a brand new $76 billion media deal that I think a lot of the media is going to regret as we move into it. Because if the NBA doesn't fix this, they're going to wake up one day and realize they killed their own league. Now, granted, the players playing now, it doesn't affect them, so why should they care? But the owners might want to take a hard look and also maybe remove the worst commissioner in sports, Adam Silver, which is saying a lot because there aren't a whole lot of good commissioners right now. But he is by far the worst. I'm not sure he's better than Kathy Engelbert. Really, I think he's been that bad for the NBA. Now, the WNBA has this huge opportunity, but they might blow it just as well because we're not seeing them course correct with all the mistakes they've made. So while the NBA declines, you do have the WNBA sitting on this huge golden opportunity thanks to Caitlin Clark. But again, the problem, WNBA still refuses to do the two things that actually grow a league. Put out a great product. Even their stars can't make enough layups. They just simply can't. And respect the fans. And we sure as hell know they can't respect the fans. Haven't seen it at all. And they still continue with the nonsense. They're busy alienating all the new viewers and fans because they don't want them. Because they were just this little club on which basketball was the excuse to get together. They didn't want these eyes. They don't like them. They've continued from day one and still do it today. I just did a video yesterday for those of you that saw it where they're still talking about how Caitlin wasn't the impact this past year. It was all the rookie class had just as much impact. So they're still trashing Caitlin Clark to this day and acting like her impact doesn't exist at all. I mean, you have this generational talent bringing millions of new eyes to your league. And instead of rolling out the red carpet, you're side-eyeing her like she just stole your lunch money. Wow. All right, we're wrapping this up. Okay, at the end of the day, man, look, people only have so much time and money. You know that. There's so many entertainment options. If you give them a bad product and treat them like they're the problem, they will leave. The NBA is learning that the hard way. The WNBA better wake up before they shoot their own growth in the foot and it ends. They're going to make the same mistake. They need to fix it now. If they don't, basketball as a whole, WNBA and NBA could find itself slipping behind other sports permanently. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What do y'all think about this? Do you find the NBA still worth watching? Do you think the WNBA, well, both, do you think the NBA can turn it around? Do you think the WNBA can turn it around? Let me know in the comments below. Really appreciate you checking this out. If you are enjoying the content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out tremendously, especially a lot of those likes. It's really what drives YouTube to show the video to more people. So that helps out tremendously if you can just take a second to click, tap, smash, whatever it is you're watching this on. I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you later.